Hey, if you're like me, you're socially distancing right now, you kind of crave your favorite cocktail, so what do? Well, you make your own. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make cocktails and we're going to make some bar snacks. So stay tuned. I think you're going to like this one. Hey, welcome to another episode of my channel. And actually, this is going to be a two-part episode, and we're doing something a little bit different for these next two episodes. We're going to make some drinks. Yep, that's true. We're going to make some drinks. We're down here in my goat locker, my man cave. And for those that don't know what a goat locker is, the goat locker in the Navy is where all the chiefs hang out. That's the chief's mess. It's a sacred place, and the only people that are allowed to enter the chief's mess are chiefs, or those that are assigned to the chief's mess as a cook or a food service attendant. Not even the commanding officer can just walk into the goat locker without being invited or accepted or what have you. It's a sacred place. It's an area of the ship where chiefs get together. We have our meals together. We talk shop. The chiefs are the backbone of the Navy. Anyways, enough about that. What about this episode? What are we going to do? You know, one of the things that we're kind of noted for in the Navy is, drinking. In some cases, a lot of drinking. When you're out at sea for so many days, months, or what have you, you kind of get a thirst for something other than a soda or lemonade or water or milk or whatever. You got to have a little pick-me-up at the end of the day. And it's kind of a long tradition in the Navy. You pull into a port, you hit the bars. But not everybody does that. You know, that was the kind of the old Navy. The new Navy's a little bit like that, but the days of hitting the bars harder or over, that kind of went out in the 90s with the deglamorization of alcohol. But myself, I was never a heavy drinker. However, I do like a good drink. And to me, one of my favorite drinks is a Tom Collins. Yeah, that's old school. That's gin. But I've had a Tom Collins so many different places, restaurants, bars, wherever, hotels, and it's a drink that is so simple to make, a good one, but so many people mess it up by putting soda in it, like lemonade or Sprite or whatever. It's like it's crazy, and nothing ticks me off more than ordering an expensive drink. It's supposed to be a good drink, and it's either watered down or made with the wrong ingredients. And no care. And I'm finding more and more of that, that some of these bartenders just don't care anymore. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of bartenders that do care, that do pour their heart and soul into their art. But you find some people that just kind of winging it. And what I'm going to show you today is a old-fashioned drink, and the proper way of making it. There are number of different variations of the drink, but I'm going to go ahead and make you what I think is probably one of the better Tom Collins recipes. And I'm going to kick it up just a little notch with a little trick that an awesome bartender that I met in Sicily, Sigonella, Sicily, and his name was Piero, would make me the best Tom Collins. And back to the drinks. So what I'm going to do in this episode, I'm going to make a perfect Tom Collins, and I'm also going to make a bar snack, because when you're at a bar, here's some peanuts. This is what I have at my bar right now, but you're having a nice drink, you want to have a little munchies to go with it. So I'm going to make up a bar snack today to go with my Tom Collins, and I'll show you how that's made a little bit later. All right, so let me talk to you first about a bar. And this is some really basic stuff that everybody should have at a bar if you're going to have a bar. And you got to have a jigger. You got to have a measuring device for your alcohol. And if you're making any sort of drinks that require muddling, you need to have a muddler. I use this when I'm making mojitos to muddle my mint. Some people use it to muddle berries if you're putting any sort of berries into your cocktail. I have a couple different stirrers here. A larger stir, a smaller stir, obviously made for stirring your drinks, but also for layering your drinks. If you're layering different alcohols onto your drink or mixers, that's what you would normally use the flat part of the spoon to layer on your drinks. This one here actually has a little fork attached to the end, so if I want to go down there for a cherry or what have you, I've got that to go pick my cherry, and I've got the spoon on the end for mixing. A couple other things I like to make sure I have is a peeler for garnishing, and I'm actually going to use that later on. A good knife, yeah, for cutting up any sort of fruit or what have you that you might need. And I also keep a small melon baller. So if I want to put a melon ball or another type of fruit, a bowl of fruit in as a garnish, I've got that. And I actually have a little zester here as well. So these are just some basic tools. There are a lot of other tools that people keep, but these are some of the ones that I use. Make sure you have a nice bar rag towel available. You want to keep your bar clean. If you spill something on your bar, if you let it dry up, it gets sticky. So keep your bar clean. So what's a Tom Collins? What goes into a Tom Collins? It's a simple drink, very few ingredients, but let me tell you first, you gotta have a Collins glass, which I have right here. You need a shaker. Now I use this sort of shaker here. I love it. You put your ingredients inside the shaker, you've got your top, and you've got a little strainer there. You know, some people have the strainer, the shakers that you put the glass over, you shake, 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 and then you get a little strainer that goes inside and you strain off your cocktail. So this is what I like. Let's see, what else? Gin. We need gin. So I'm going to go with some Bombay Sapphire, one of my favorite gins. I like Tanqueray as well, but this is my go-to gin right here, Bombay Sapphire. We need some lemon juice, and I have some fresh squeezed lemon juice that I have today that I made. You also need some simple syrup. Simple syrup. I've got some simple syrup here that I made this morning. 1 to 1. 1 cup water, 1 cup sugar. Put on a saucepan, mix it up, dissolve all the sugar, bring it to a boil. It's all nice and clear. Take it off the heat, chill it down. Let me see. Am I missing anything else? I do not think so. So, and you need ice. I have a nice little ice maker over here. Another thing to have as well is a nice bartender's book. I've got a few. This is probably my favorite book, the Ultimate Bar Book. This is a book that my daughter gave me for Christmas a few years back, and I find that most of the recipes in this book here are more geared toward the traditional drinks. And all right, so what goes into a Tom Collins? It is 2 ounces of gin, it is 1 ounce of fresh lemon juice, and 3/4 ounce of simple syrup. You take your ingredients, you put them into your shaker with some ice, you shake it, pour it into your glass, top that off with about 3 ounces of club soda or soda water. I prefer soda water. And you're saying, what's the difference between club soda and soda water? The difference between club soda and soda water is that club soda has sodium in it. So, you know, if you're watching your sodium, you can always go with soda water. I make my own soda water. I have a soda stream. I love my soda stream, so I make my own soda water. I love it. So let's get down to making this drink. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our jigger. We're going to put our 2 ounces. Now this is a 1 ounce jigger. We got 1 ounce on the top side, 1/2 ounce on the bottom. So we're going to go 2 ounces of gin. 1, 2. No, I'm not a free pointer. We've got 1 ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice. And we have our simple syrup. Where did I put my simple syrup? Here we go, right here. So I'm just going to kind of go 3/4 on my jigger, on my 1 ounce. There we go. That's it. Those are 3 ingredients. Well, actually we got the 4th one, which is the club soda. So into that, I'm going to grab some ice. Top off my shaker. Give it a shake. Ooh, this feels, oh my gosh, it feels good. Anyways, and hopefully the top comes off easier than what's coming off right now. Actually, I don't need that. I got my strainer. Silly me. So anyways, I'm going to strain my drink into my glass. Now, I'm not putting ice in here right now. Not yet. I don't like to dilute my ice. Even though this is cold, I want every bit of that alcohol in there. There you go. Then we're going to add some ice to the cup. Actually, more than that. There we go. And we're going to top this off, whoa, with our soda water. Oh God, that looks good. Yep. It's possessed. The top just popped right off. You see that? Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to garnish this. And I have a fresh lemon here. So I'm going to take a peel of the lemon. I'm going to take this peel and I'm going to spritz this over the top of the glass and the side of the glass. Why? Because you don't only taste with your mouth, you also taste with your nose. So you're going to pick up some of that nice fresh lemon zest. And to finish this off, I really went downtown on this one. I have some Luxardo maraschino cherries. Now, these are pretty pricey. You don't want to know what I paid for this jar. I don't think my wife needs to know either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these cherries out with the syrup. I'm just going to put my cherry right on top of the ice. That looks good. A little cherry juice now. That's going to hurt. And now, for the little add-on that I learned from my buddy Piero, is I like to splash a little bit of bitters. So I use Angostura and just a splash or two. There you go. That's it. That makes a world of difference. Tom Collins alone on the side, it's really, really good. You add a little splash of bitter to that, you're blowing this to a whole new level. So, there you go. The only thing left to do to finish this off is a straw. There you have it. The perfect Tom Collins. I'm going in for a taste. Wow. Now that's a Tom Collins. And really, the best Tom Collins that I usually drink are the ones I make. Nothing against a lot of you bartenders out there, but hey, mine's better. Alright, so we'll be right back in a few moments. Then move on to our next part of our episode here, our little bar snack, and stay tuned. Alright, so welcome back, and now we're going to move on to our bar mix. Now, I got some peanuts out here on my bar. Okay, they're peanuts. They're alright. But you're making nice drinks. You got hopefully nice people over visiting you. You want to give them something nice to snack on. So what I'm going to do is I have 4 cups of mixed nuts here. Salted mixed nuts. Sea salt mixed nuts. Now my recipe calls for salt, but I'm not going to add any salt because the salt's already in the nuts. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some ingredients to this. Then we're going to bake it off in the oven for 20 minutes at 350 degrees. So what we're going to put in this, I've got 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I've got a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And if my assistant could pass me that little white container over there, I also have a 1/4 cup of olive oil that I neglected to put over here with my other ingredients. So there's 1/4 cup of olive oil. I have 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper, and move this to the side. There we go. I have 5 sprigs of fresh rosemary. So I'm going to take the rosemary leaves off the twig. I'm going to put a rough chop on it, and I'm going to throw that into my mixture. And I have one more special ingredient, since it's a bar snack, that we're going to throw in here. That's going to bring it to another level as well. So let me get rid of this here. Just put a little rough chop on my rosemary. Into my mixture. And my last ingredient, I need a Pilsner beer. So we're going to put a 1/2 cup, I'm just kind of eyeball it, about a 1/2 cup of Pilsner beer. Let me see. We're going to mix this up, and we're going to place it on a sheet pan. That smells good. Remember that bar rag I was telling you need to have? That's why you need it, to get all the junk off your hands. And I have a sheet pan ready here with a silicone liner on it. This goes on here. Spread it out. Smells good. It's going to smell even better when it comes out of the oven. There we go. And that's it. I'm going to pop this in the oven and we'll be right back. Hey, so we're back. Our bar nuts are done. They've cooled off, and wow, these are money. So, you know, you've got peanuts or you've got bar nuts to go with your nicely made, perfect Tom Collins. Get another sip of this. So let's try these out. I can smell the rosemary. Oh my gosh. Well, hey. Nice drink. Nice bar nuts. Good friends. You can't go wrong. Now, we're in the pandemic right now. And hard to go out to a bar, you know, taking a chance. So, you know, people are trying to socially distance, and, you know, set up the bar in your house. You know, drink responsibly, but, you know, get the bar book out. Find some of your favorite drinks. Experiment with a few others, and, you know, life's not all that bad. It's not for me. And I hope it's not for you, really. I hope everybody is hanging up well, holding up well. And I know there's some stressful times going on out there. But take some stress off yourself. Relax and do some of the things that you enjoy doing. You know, go bake a bread, or, you know, go for a long walk. Make one of your favorite cocktails. Experiment with a new bar snack. We're going to get to that point where we're going to look back at these days and you know that we persevered, we made it through, and probably made it through, you know, better people as well. I think there's a lot we've all learned during this pandemic, and for those that are struggling out there, seek the help that you need. So, anyways, this shout out is going to be to a non-Navy person because I use this Pilsner in my bar nuts. I'm going to do this shout out to my father-in-law, Ken Taylor Sr. Unfortunately passed away years ago, but this was his favorite drink, Budweiser, or his favorite beer. I don't know what his favorite drink was, but this was his favorite beer. And so hey, this one's for you. And if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and most importantly, share. So until next time, we'll be seeing you. Thank you.